Hey everyone, so welcome to a special edition remote viewing video. Today I'm going to be live remote viewing, no script, just literal live remote viewing Malaysia Flight 370. I have never even looked into what happened, so everything is just going to be raw today. And especially with remote viewing videos, I'm saying this prior to any information coming forward. As always, use your discernment. Before I go, I'm going to just energetically do a white bubble around myself and do like 1 minute of meditation, which I'm going to show the process, how I do it live. And then I'm going to go and see what basically comes forward. But before, quick introduction today, and then I'm going to get right into it because I don't know how long this type of video is going to take. As always, I'm including my one-on-one sessions remote viewing booking link in my description. Definitely, if this video resonates, please like it, share it, subscribe. I definitely think we're on trajectory to hit my 1K goal by July 1st. I think we're going to do it. Yeah. So that's really all for that. And over the next month and a half to 2 months, I'm going to be really planning some other types of offerings that I want to roll out. So please be on the lookout for that announcement, late June, early July. And yeah, I think I'm going to get right into it. So my May lineup, I have this video, 2 other videos in May. Middle of month, I have my 1 year. I'm going to do a 1 year special edition video, like on my 1 year anniversary of starting exit frequency, because I started it May 15th of 25. So figure May 15th, I'm going to do my 1 year video. Just kind of like setting an intention on the next year, but also kind of reviewing the previous year and kind of how it's gone so far. And then the end of the month, I have an itch, sorry. The end of the month, I'm going to be doing a live remote view of HARP. So you got 2 live remote views this month. It's going to be a big month for that. Literally no script, and it's going to save me time anyway, because before I would have to like do it, write it, do it, write it, and if I couldn't read my writing, I had to freaking type it, and it took me so long. So just to get the video ready, I don't know why my nose is so itchy. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to get right into today's remote view. And yeah, I went over my May lineup. So Malaysia Flight 370 is my intention. Once again, I have never looked into what happened with Malaysia Flight 370. So everything is going to be done live today. So right now, I'm just going to set my intention, just do a minute of meditation, white bubble myself, and then I'm going to come back, let you guys know when I'm officially gonna remote view over there, and then we'll just do a back and forth thing. So yeah, I don't even know like what location I'm trying to go to, maybe the disappearance. I have absolutely no idea. Like, it's not like I'm going to HARP, it's not like I'm going to a facility, like it's not like I'm going to a person, I'm going to like the plane. So we will see what happens. Why am I so itchy? Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a minute of brief meditation, white bubble myself, set some intentions, and then I'm gonna let you guys know when I'm gonna start the process. Okay, so I just did a white bubble around myself, my energetic body, and I set my intention on, okay, I want to get as much information on this plane as possible. Like, I don't know, once again, where I'm going. So I just wanted to get my intention out there. So I guess here we go. Like I absolutely, I don't know where I'm going. So like this is going to be a little bit of like my hand, like I'm throwing my hands up. I do not know where I'm going. So I set my intention, so I guess that's all that matters. If for whatever reason, like, I don't know, I'm not even, I'm going to start sometimes before I go, like, especially if I don't know where I'm going, I'm kind of like a little like, where do I go? But I think I just need to surrender because I already protected myself. I already set my intentions and I'm going to go to where I need to go. So it's a little bit of a, yeah, I don't know. Okay, let me just drop in, see what happens, and I will let you guys know what I find. So once again, I'm doing a live remote view of Malaysia Flight 370. Here we go. Okay. So, how do I even explain this? So I go to the plane, right? So it's late at night, the plane is flying, and I was immediately led to like 3 orbs that were like kind of surrounding the plane. I don't know how to explain it, but like orbs, like, but it wasn't, these were extraterrestrial crafts, but they seemed to be like, it seemed very shadow government because it seemed like it was just reverse engineering technology. And I see these like rings that opened up and like sent the plane through. That's where I left off, but I was able to kind of see the whole process. So there weren't direct like they were reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology. Interesting. Okay, so what I need to do is go back and cloak because it wasn't like extraterrestrial present craft. It was ET technology, reverse engineering. So I believe that there is some sort of extraterrestrial involvement. I don't like, and shadow government involvement. I need to cloak for what happened to the plane after it went through this portal because I saw it go through and left. I'm going to cloak to see what happened on the plane, what the people were, like, I'm just going to keep going. I don't know how long this video could be. I want to try and keep it under an hour, but I once again, I have a lot of information that I need to get. I was just able to see the process of the exact disappearance of these orbs, and then this, like, this ring that opened up. Fascinating. Okay. So I want to get into the plane, the time of the disappearance, and see what the people were going through. And then I want to see where it went. And then I want to see what shadow govs are involved and what ETs were involved. So we have a lot of, because I automatically just was able to automatically see that this was reverse engineered extraterrestrial technology and there was shadow government involvement. So I have more info I need to get there. And then I need to see where the plane went, what happened to the people. So this is going to be a long process today. Okay, so I'm just going to drop back in and just see where I can go next. Okay. Okay. So I was led to this like island setting. It seems like there was maybe like 2 or 3 like military like bases on this island, and it was the Pacific region. And on the ground, so it was like, I don't know how I need to explain this, but basically there were like, so the shadow governments that were involved was not only, okay, so it was military, and then there were CIA / Mossad agents like waiting on this like airspace tarmac, and they were in contact with CERN. So there was some sort of like they were all like connected with CERN. So CERN was in charge of opening up this portal and ejecting this plane to get to where it had to go. So CERN was kind of involved in that. I want to look for more information on what extraterrestrials were involved, or they just CERN just used that technology. What was the CIA up to / Mossad, because Mossad was helping. I don't know why. Let me tap into what maybe intelligence structures were, intelligence information, why they needed to do this. Yeah, this is, I'm like, it was a joint operation. So we have CERN, we have CIA, we have Mossad. Let me see what other parties are involved, because it seems like, why is it joint, and what do they want on the plane, and what the extraterrestrials were doing during this. And then also I want to go on the plane at the time that it went through the portal to see what these people were going through and experienced. And where did it go? Like, what did they do with it? So I'm just getting bits and pieces of the process. Okay. I'm going to go back and I'm going to set my intention, focus on what happens to the plane, what happens to the people. Okay, so I was on this plane as it was flying. People were getting a little bit suspicious because they were like, it seemed like the plane was veering in certain directions, and people were like looking around, like very confused. So I was feeling the energy of that, and I was like literally there, just seeing this as it was playing out, and people were like talking to each other, being like, "What's going on? What's going on? Something suspicious." And then it seems like people on like the window, like sides, like it was like, look, like people were like, what is this? And that was when these orbs and this like portal began to open, and people were like, what is going on? What's going on? And then it was like a brief panic. And then once it went through this portal, it was like ejected with some sort of high frequency EMF. Like, and it seems like people were like on their phones because everyone was like, I don't know why everyone was picking up their phone. Maybe like they thought that it was going to crash or something. And they were like, I was just seeing everyone kind of on their phones. And then one of this like orb like technologies like ejected high EMF. And I wonder, did it do that to then shut off people from kind of saying like getting messages out or something? Like there must have been Wi-Fi on the plane. I bet there was Wi-Fi on the plane because they shut down this like this EMF system, like shut down everyone's phone. Like everyone's phone just shut off. Like it was like that is one of the systems like with these orbs were just like targeting devices on the plane. So like it was like everything went silent when people were still alive. So after it got sucked through this portal, like people were like, it was like at that point it was like a calm panic because like it was like this high voltage EMF got sucked through the plane, and it was like people were still conscious, but like they were getting hit with this high EMF, and like it was almost like they were in like a freeze. So and I went, and then the cockpit, the pilots, like they were all just like in a state of like, it was like they were all frozen. It's very interesting, and everybody's technology shut off at that point. Like the plane technology shut off, everything shut off, but the plane was operating, but it was targeted by these EMF devices. So I'm going to cloak and see what happens next, because I just set my intention to particularly just see, okay, I just wanted to see what happened to the people on the plane. So it's like people were panicking for like several seconds. I mean, it wasn't even long. It was like there was like, what's going on? The plane was veering, and then it wasn't even like a operated UFO craft. It was like reverse engineering technology with these lights and orbs, and this like portal thing opened, and people are freaking out, and they all have their phones. They go through, everything shuts off, and it's like they got hit with this high EMF, and they were just awake, but like dead silent. Like it was eerie. It's eerie. Okay, I'm going to tap right back in. I'm not going to get too sidetracked. Okay, so it was CERN technology. CERN. So anyway, CIA, Mossad, and there were agents of CERN that were also on the ground waiting. So they eject this plane from the sky, suck it through a portal. this is what they do. So like it's gonna sound like, how can a plane just be up and then land in 5 seconds? But this is what the shadow government can do. So they suck it through this portal. It's basically like teleported to land within like 20 seconds. Like it was literally like, it's at what, 30 something thousand feet, and in 5-10 seconds it is landing on this base, and everyone is just frozen. Like it's like the pilots couldn't do anything, their instruments shut off, people, their phones are like, they're just sitting there like dead silent. Like it's almost like this EMF, whatever got ejected onto them, like they were all still conscious, but they couldn't talk. Very, very frightening to be in that type of situation. It was almost like they were all in paralysis, like, but they were conscious. So anyway, they get sucked through this portal and they land. Like within, like it could have been like, because CERN, CIA, Mossad were like all on the phone talking as it was happening. So like it was a whole operation. I'm briefly cloaking why they wanted to do this, and then I'm going to get into what happened next and what other, and like who was on this phone call as like doing this joint operation as it was happening. And then I'm going to remote view over to CERN, which I should be able to get into because I've remote viewed there in the past, and I'm going to see what they were doing at the exact time of this incident. So when I do this, guys, like I go everywhere I need to go to piece this all together, because I don't half-ass my remote views if I could just go and try and piece this all together, because I want to get a clear story. Okay, so setting my intention on why they wanted to target this plane in general. 1 second. There was something that the shadow government wanted that some people had on the plane. So I don't know if it was like their luggage. So it was like before this plane left. So this was a pre-done operation, because it seemed like there were some assets that like they needed to intercept, because the shadow government like got information that like they were going to be on this flight because this was a planned operation. And they had to use this type of technology to intercept the plane. Okay, so there was like 10 to 15 people that were on this plane that were of special interest, but there was like obviously a lot of just regular passengers. Okay. Sorry, like I'm so itchy right now. I don't know why. Okay, so interesting. So I'm gonna get information on, okay, who was on this like phone call, like what particular agents were on this phone call as this operation was happening, because this was a shadow government operation. And then I'm going to get into like the moment that the plane landed and what happened next and whatever happened to all the people. And then I'm going to remote view CERN, and then I'm going to close, but it should be a little while. Okay. Setting my intention on like the direct parties that were involved. Interesting. Okay. So I was able to get confirmation. CIA, Mossad, MI6, which I left out, but MI6 was involved. CERN, because CERN was the ringleader of this operation. They opened the portal, they intercepted the plane. So that was CERN. And then I was able to get, interestingly enough, it seems like, I mean, this is what I saw, but take it or leave it. I don't know why, like, this particular individual would have had so much power, but I did see that, like, Obama was on the phone with them as it was happening, which was, like, really sus. Like, he was basically on the phone, like, saying, like literally as the operation was ongoing, like, as they were intercepting, it was, like, CIA, Mossad, CERN, MI6, and, like, Obama on the phone. Like, why would have he been involved? I don't even, like, feel like I need to even go. I mean, I think we all just know, I guess he was just shadow government Illuminati. So, like, maybe he had to just, like, sign off on this, which it seems like he had to, like, sign off on this, which I don't even know how he would have that much power to even do that if this goes above him. But anyway, he was involved. He has absolutely all the knowledge and intelligence on what happened. So all those groups are involved, plus the president at the time was involved in this operation. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to the moment that they intercepted it and it landed, and then what happened next. And then I'm gonna go over to CERN. Okay, so you remember I was, like, on the plane and everything was, like, black. Basically, like, they cut off, like, the technology cut off all electricity. So it was a lot of reverse engineering technology, but there were grays that were also assisting behind the scenes with this operation. So yes, extraterrestrials were involved. I was not able to see any reptilians, actually. It was very much gray technology. I'm always one to scan, okay, what type of extraterrestrial group was involved. I know, for example, HARP had a lot of gray and reptilian involvement in that, but that's different. But this particular operation, it was a lot of gray stuff. But I'm also going to remote view over to CERN to see, okay, what other stuff was going on there at the moment it was happening. Because they were doing stuff from afar, because they control everything from their facility, it seems. But yeah, a lot of gray and like negative gray involvement. So once again, I wasn't able to, like, get any pinpointed to reptilians in this particular instance. And then, so basically, remember I said, like, everything went dark in the plane. Sorry, I just, like, when I literally do live remote viewing like this, I think it's, like, because this is, like, a trial run for me and I'm getting, like, drained, like, talking. It's different than when I, like, write it down. So sorry if I get, like, a little slower as this goes on, because I once again, this is the first time I'm doing this and I am feeling shifts in my energy, like, just being able to explain it from just a little while ago. So I'm trying not to be repetitive because I want to conserve my energy. Okay, so anyway, everything got dark, right? You remember I said people are looking out, they see the orbs, and then the plane goes through. Okay. Like, it could have been only, like, what, 20 seconds that passed, and that plane lands on a base. Seems like a shadow government military base, like an airfield. They wanted the 10 to 15 people on that plane, okay? So when this plane landed, it stopped on the runway. It was directed in via these technologies, and it was like it was like almost like this plane like disappeared from this dimension, but like then just appeared there. So it was like so shadow government, like I don't even know how else to say it. So this plane stops on the runway, like dead on the runway, okay? It was like an airfield, but like runway to fit whatever plane that was. Like it was the Boeing 777 or something. So it stops on the runway, and everyone is... I mean, you can imagine what these people are going through. I mean, if I was on that plane, I'm not going to lie, I would have been like... I don't know. So anyway, this plane comes to a halt, and like, so if you're looking straight at the plane, like for example, the tail, okay, on the left is where this base was located, but also there were agents of these organizations. So there were CERN agents on the ground. I didn't necessarily see an extraterrestrial presence on the ground, but I could see that there were Greys that were providing them with obviously the intelligence and the technology. Like some of the Greys were providing them with the technology for the operation. So it's like the CIA, Mossad agents. There was MI6 and CERN, and like immediately the agents just like kind of surrounded the plane, but they were all like, it was almost like an experiment for them, so they just wanted to observe what they just did. So anyway, high like profile, I'd say like CIA, Mossad agents like kind of board this plane. So they like deploy the doors, and then these people climb up, like the agents, and they're like yelling on the plane, like, everybody stay where they are. Okay, so everybody's like frozen, like whatever EMF technology got to them, like they were awake, but they like actually could not, they were in a state of like, it was almost like they were all put into like a paralysis. I do not know how else to explain it. Let me cloak to see what happens to those individuals they want next, and then the other people, because I didn't scan past it. See? This is when I live remote view. Like, you saw me from the beginning, and now... Okay. So I just need to be a little more mindful, I guess, for my harp remote view. But I'm going to finish this. So cloaking to see what happened to the 10. Right now, I'm going to be one step at a time, conserve my energy, and then we'll go from there. So I was able to pinpoint 12. So I said 10 to 15, but I counted them escorting 12 off the plane. And they were all taken like inside this base, and like they were all still kind of frozen. So everyone on the plane was frozen from whatever EMF technology, like when the intercept happened, but like it didn't kill them. That's interesting. So they gave him like they gave the 12 like reverse concoctions so that they could like speak again. And they basically, such a glitch in the Matrix. Oh my God. So they were like, they literally thought that the plane, wasn't it going to like Beijing or something? They thought, or somewhere in China. But anyway, they thought that they were there, and they thought that they were like interrogated by like agents there. Like that's literally what came forward. They were like, where am I? Where am I? Am I, because like their mind got like, it got wiped at the interception, but like they basically thought that they were there. Like the last memory they had was they were like on the plane, and basically like such a glitch. Like I absolutely cannot, I mean, I'm not surprised. And they were immediately like, you have to tell us everything right now. So anyway, they got like the luggages. They were able to like snoop through what these people might have had that they needed. But immediately these people were like, I feel so bad for these 12, like little do the, like, then I'm going to go back to what the other people were going through. This is such a glitch. This is such a glitch. Oh my God. It's sad what happened, obviously, but I'm like, this is like, this is just next level. Okay. So anyway, this interrogation was like, so they were in a chair, and then it seemed like, I'm going to cloak to what happened to all of them and then how they were all kind of like taken out. Because obviously they were most definitely taken out. So let me kind of tap into that, and then I'll get back to you guys on like, did these agents that were a part of this operation get what they wanted before taking them out? How did it work? So one second. Yeah, so they were all kind of like tied up. And then it seemed like the more that they were withholding information, there was like a torture style protocol that they went through. So they were all getting tortured. There were 2 out of the 12. So they ended up getting, taken out like in the rooms, like in the interrogation like rooms. Because a lot of them were refusing, so there was something that they were obviously like, we're not telling you. I think they knew that they were fucked at that point, so they were just like, kill me now type thing, like, I'm not telling you. So they, like, 10 of them were taken out, and then the other 2 were kind of giving them a little information because they wanted to not be taken out, but they gave like a little bit of information on sort of like the classified intelligence, or what like the shadow government necessarily wanted. And then they were like, obviously like under like a mind game to like tell them stuff. They're like, oh yeah, you'll be back with your families, you'll do this, you'll do that, right? So tell us more. And then they were just taken out. So all 12 of them, like the special interest individuals, were taken out. But 2 of them did provide some sort of knowledgeable information. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so it was like something like, it's almost like there was something that the shadow government had to intercept before it got public. Like, it was like these people on the plane were going to China, but it was like they had to, if they did not if the shadow government did not do what they did, like, they would have been screwed. It seems like these people had, like, they could have like whistleblowed something. It seems like it was like big. So this is all just not surprising. And now I'm going to cloak to see whatever happened to the others. What was it, like 100 something or 200? However people are on the plane. I mean, it seems like it was like 150, 200 people. I'm going to just kind of see whatever happened to them, because they were all in this frozen, like, paralysis. So let me see what happened. I'm just bracing myself, because I obviously intuitively kind of know what. One second. Interesting. Okay. I think I just heard a plane, and it's so iconic that a plane flies over literally at the time I'm doing this. I mean, I'm not surprised. What's there to be surprised about? Okay, so it seems like they were all like in paralysis, but they were like following the orders. So like they all got off the plane and they all were ordered to like line up. So they, for example, like if you're looking at the front of the plane, so like this type of plane had like 3 rows of seats, but like it was like I was looking straight from like the back of the plane. So these agents were ordering all them to get up and then exit to the left. So they obviously went down like the stairs or the slide or whatever. It seems like it was a slide. But they were all in such a paralysis state where they like weren't in like a fight or flight. Like they were listening to exactly what they said. And they all, it was like, it's very eerie to look at this, but they were all ordered up on the line, in a line, like, you know, let's just say from the nose of the plane to the tail of the plane. And very disturbing. Viewer discretion advised. If you need to skip a minute, please now. It seemed like it was like a firing squad like situation to take all of them out, which is like just so graphic. And like you'd think the shadow government could just do a better job. Like if you're going to take them all out, like why did you have to do it like that? Once again, what's there to even be surprised about? Like it's the shadow government after all. So, but they were all taken out and it was fire. And it wasn't like they could have even run anywhere. Like this was guarded facility. Like they would have been taken out just like running to the exit anyway. So very disturbing. Okay, so we obviously know they intercepted this plane. There was something that they needed on it. They got information from 2 out of the 12. They took out everyone, all the innocent people. They needed stuff within the luggage. So it seems like whatever they needed, like they were like going through the baggage compartment. They got whatever information that they needed there. And they went through obviously the baggage compartment and then yeah, so it's just, so what I'm gonna do now is we obviously got information how this all happened, why it happened, the agencies involved. I like can't get over that like Obama was like on the phone when this was all happening. Like ugh, it just icks me out so much. Like, so shadow government. I don't even like want to remote view him. Like I have no desire to. But yeah, okay. So I'm just going to go right to CERN because I don't really have any other information on like sort of these technologies. Like we all know like the gray, so it was grays that assisted, but it was a lot of reverse engineered gray technology, but like grays, highlighting grays, like not reptilian, specifically grays for this particular operation. So, what I'm going to do now before I close is I'm going to just remote view over to CERN, set my intention for, you know, the night of March 7th or whenever, obviously this happened of 2014, set my intentions, and then I'm going to let you know what I find. So I'm going to go right over to CERN and to the moment of like what they were doing there as this was all happening. I can't with CERN. But like, anyway, so like the agents at CERN, as this was happening, they plugged all the coordinates. Like, so they were in they were in contact with the agents on the ground at the base where the plane was then landed, which was south of China. And basically, like, what CERN did was they, like, plugged in the coordinates, and they were they were given, like, kind of, like, the coordinates of where they had to open the portal to, like, then intercept that plane and then suck it through. So, yeah, it was just CERN obviously so they had to, like, there were agents at the facility. So it was like this conjoint phone call. It was like, you have CERN, you have CIA, you have Mossad, you have MI6, you have Obama on the phone, which is, I cannot get over that. Like, he was on the phone as this, it's like, ugh. Okay, but yeah, so, I mean, it's mind-blowing. Let me just do one more thing with CERN, just go back there, see, like, what were they doing as it was happening, and then I'm just gonna close because I'm just energetically just, like, mind-blown by all this. Okay, let me just go to CERN one last time. I don't know why they always do this, but CERN, like, whenever they're doing, like, an experiment where they're, like, showing all their technology, like, it's so shadow government, whatever, they're always doing, like, it's very disturbing, but they always do, like, either a ritual or, like, a sacrifice at their headquarters whenever they're, like, doing an experiment. So that night I was just shown that there was, like, an active, like, they were doing a sacrifice, doing with, like, the energy of sort of what experiment they were doing with Malaysia Flight 370. So that was very in sync, very disturbing. I don't even want to click for more information on that, but that also is going on there. So they were helping from afar. They helped open the portal, but then I came across that, like, sacrifice that they were doing. So anyway, I don't need to go back there. Cutting cords with there. Okay. Yeah, overall, I think I'm just really going to close. I mean, guys, this was a lot, and I really hope that, I mean, obviously, if it resonates, share it, please, because I think people deserve to know. But I think this just shows how deep, like, these experiments have gone. And the technology that they have, they obviously have technology where they can do something like this. And I think I hope one day that this can all be brought to light, because I think humanity deserves to know what the truth was. I mean, it's been 12 years and 2 months since this disappearance. I think people deserve to know. So, yeah, it was a very deep remote view. Once again, I started this video, I was like, very, like, I don't even know where I'm going, but I guess I hit the nail on the head with some of that, because I didn't even know what I needed to know. And I don't even know what exactly happened, like, before this, but I kept getting requests to do it. So, yeah, with that, once again, this is my first video of the month. I have 2 more in May. So the middle of the month, I'm going to be doing my 1-year, celebration video. So that should be the middle of the month. And the end of the month, I'm going to do a remote view live like this, but of HARP, which that should be pretty straightforward because I know where the facility is. I kind of am familiar with the area. But I'm going to really, because it's been a year since I remote viewed HARP, and I know I said a lot was going to happen the second half of 2026, so hopefully we'll get more clarity then. So yeah, once again, that's all I have for today, and yeah, lots of information, but I'll see you guys in the next video.